Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and yesterday evening I was on the phone with a close friend of mine, and I was told something about Ripple that I'm going to share with you in this video. This is something that blew my mind, and I think it's going to blow your mind. It's right in line with everything we look at every day on this channel, but it is it's not something that's out there. So, I'll give you the caveat that, I haven't seen any documentation or anything like that, but this is a guy that I've known for a long time, and he doesn't make things up. And so anyway, I'll relay that to you here in a few minutes. First, I wanted to show you, I told you yesterday about the Linqto platform and how they had added SoFi to the platform. They sold out of SoFi, and then they added more onto it. They added another 6,000 or so SPVs on here. And so they've sold some of that, and they're down to 4,285.71. So there's still a little bit available up there. And if you haven't gone and opened an account or downloaded the app, you can download the app from the Apple Store. This is that download, and this is the Google Play. I'm putting these links in the description of all my videos. You can click on them and go download from the App Store, or just do a search on Linqto, Linqto. But go ahead and open an account, because these guys said in their conference this week they're going to be adding more of these private equity shares from all these companies, from new companies. They're going to be adding new blockchain related and otherwise type companies. Who knows what comes next, but you need to be in there and have already signed up for an account and ready to go when they add it, so that you don't miss out. Okay, this is an old Barry Silbert tweet, but it came across my desk this morning, so I wanted to show it, especially to those of you who have not seen it. Barry Silbert: Bitcoin equals digital gold. Ripple XRP equals Swift 2.0. Ethereum Classic, gas for the Internet of Things. Zcash, private transactions. I'm telling you, this guy has been real quiet about XRP. So we'll see what happens with him. He's tweeting a lot these days. Maybe he'll give us an update. Then the backed volume just broke an all-time high. Today's volume so far, 18,670 Bitcoin, $205 million worth of Bitcoin, folks. Okay. Riz XRP sent me this from Gold Telegraph. Wow. Within the next 5 years, this is from Ray Dalio, who runs Bridgewater Associates. Within the next 5 years, you could see a situation in which foreigners who have been lending money to the United States won't want to, and the dollar would not be as readily accepted for making purchases in the world as it is now. That's pretty scary to think something like that. But why would it not end this way, is my question. Our politicians have completely ignored any kind of sanity in monetary policy, and not just politicians, but people that run the Federal Reserve, everything. They've ignored common sense. They've ignored the common sense with which you and I have to run our households to keep from going bankrupt. They've paid no attention to that. And the only reason they've done it is because of what Alan Greenspan said, and that is that he can hit the print button, okay? They think that you can just hit the print button and that solves all your problems. In my opinion, it creates all of your problems. All right. Don sent me this. Swift gradually transitioning into their new role, moving away from their secure messaging system into a transaction manager for cross-border payments. Make way for Ripple, R3, XRP. Patience is key. And it's got a cool little graphic here where it's new platform ISO 20022 data model access via messaging or API. And they're basically saying how this transaction is happening right now, folks. All right. XRP Crypto Wolf, Flare is expected to announce that CoinSpot AU is the first cryptocurrency exchange in Australia to support the Spark distribution airdrop for XRP holders. And then Michael at VAL5 Links had tweeted this out. Crypto exchanges are slowly pledging their support of the Spark token distribution to XRP holders. So far, 7 have confirmed their participation in the event. Several others are currently negotiating with the team at Flare. Now, this is the article, but I just wanted to show you the 7. These are the 7 altcoin trader: Anchor USD, Bitrue, CoinSpot, Cred, GateHub, Uphold. These are the ones that are supporting that Spark drop. All right. Next, XRP Yo-Yo, PayPal to help merchants accept crypto. Now, this is an article that's written about basically this interview on CNBC. This lady is Sandy Bragger from Aspirant. Listen to what she says about PayPal.
Okay, so let's talk about a couple of those. I think one of your top picks right now is PayPal. Why?
That's right. It's at the forefront of all the digital, all the e-commerce and digital payments. We think that there's been a huge amount of demand as people have been staying at home, conducting commerce from their couch, from their beds, wherever they're hanging out. And we think that that's going to continue as we move beyond this pandemic, ultimately, and people get out and about more and begin to resume more of a normal life. We also like that PayPal is working with merchants to bring crypto into the fold. And we think that's going to be really important as more of the cryptocurrencies become more mainstream in the years ahead.
Isn't that interesting? Now, I just happened to scroll down when I was watching that video and saw this video. This person says, why is the Ripple logo appearing on a coin next to the euros in official Slovenian news? I don't think much of it, but it's cool. So if you go to about somewhere right in here, this is apparently official Slovenian news, whatever that means.
V Slovenijo strani neodvisnih institucij, na kar bodo okoli tega delali medijski pomp, kako zaradi trenutne vlade nismo dobili evropskih sredstev. Pridobili smo tudi odziv evropske poslanke Romane Tomski.
Pretty cool where Ripple pops up under every rock, right? Now, here's where it's going to get interesting, folks. And after I show you these things I'm going to tell you the story of what my good friend told me about Ripple yesterday that he had heard, okay? XRP Crypto Wolf says Ripple partner BRD partnered with Ciphertrace and Chainalysis to boost its banking enterprise solution. BRD HQ's new partnership will allow Blockset HQ to provide banks and financial institutions with custody solutions that have high-level market readiness. Now, a couple of things you need to pay attention to. The first one is BRD. The BRD wallet, remember, the BRD guy, is the CEO of BRD is Adam Trademan, who was named by Yoshitaka Katal, the CEO of SBI Ripple Asia. We played a video from him the other day. Well, so there's one tie to Ripple, and we've seen Ripple feature the BRD wallet a bunch of times. Okay, but here's what jumped off of this page at me. Ripple, the BRD is partnered with Ciphertrace and Chainalysis. Well, Ciphertrace jumps out at me, and I'll tell you why. First thing is, let's look at Ciphertrace's website. The world's first blockchain forensics team. Bitcoin, e-crime, and payment experts collaborate to fight crypto crime. As you go down, you'll see their founding, but the interesting thing is they're funded by the Department of Homeland Security, okay? They've got offices worldwide, all right? As you get down to their leadership, some interesting things begin to pop out. The first is this. Do you remember her? Pamela Clegg. This is Pamela Clegg. If you remember, I played you a clip a little while back. Bitcoin Ben had a couple of guys on his show, and these guys are in the blockchain business. They run I believe it's an over-the-counter firm where you can invest retirement funds, IRA or something like that. So these two guys are on Bitcoin Ben's show, and they were relaying how they were talking about how they have to go to all these conferences, regulatory conferences, and it's part of what they have to do to run their company. And they relayed a story about a woman. I don't remember if they said a woman, but they said a regulator who got up and they basically said that Ripple is going to take over Swift in the next few years. Here's what they said right here.
Future, numerous people, and this is bankers and regulators who are involved in financial crime, compliance, onboarding, anti-money laundering. This is industry. These are people who talk to the CFOs and CEOs of banks and put the fear of God in them in regards to money laundering and compliance and blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of validity here. I heard at least 2 people mention that the SWIFT system will be replaced in the next couple of years, in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years. These are people who aren't even in our space. They're in banking and money laundering and compliance and blah, blah, blah.
These are the presenters, too, he's mentioning. These are speakers. Yeah, this isn't the fat lady from HR. Yeah, these are like speakers, investigators, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it was Ripple, one of them mentioned, right? Yep.
Well, yeah, Ripple.
Verbatim, Swift is going to be replaced. Yeah.
Swift will be replaced by Ripple in the next 5 years, blah, blah. And this is like...
Okay, so we got that. Now, someone that listens to me tracked it back to this lady right here, Pamela Clegg. And where does she work? She works at Ciphertrace. We just showed you that's her on the website. Well, I was looking around here, and another guy jumped out at me, this David Jevons guy. This guy is the guy that started it. I think he was the founder. He's the founder and CEO of Ciphertrace. Well, you might remember a clip from him as well. This is a clip from Stephen Bull from the DF. Watch this clip. At the time, it says he's with Rakuten, but it says earth-shattering news. In Japan, almost every bank is starting to adopt XRP.
So there's over 1,600 cryptocurrencies today that use blockchain. So all of us have probably heard about Bitcoin, some of us about Ethereum. In Japan, almost every bank is starting to work with something called XRP, or you may know it as Ripple. And there's many others.
All right, so there's that. Now, to cover his own you-know-what, he replied to this tweet, and he said, "This is a remark I made at a Japanese conference in Tokyo and refers to Japanese banks. Working with means experimenting, evaluating, testing, or deploying. I did not say adopt. View the video. My comments reflect Ripple, the Ripple offerings, not just XRP." So he had, this guy, there's no telling how many NDAs he's under. So he's having to cover himself here, and I understand that. Now, so in the course of this, I found another Ciphertrace video clip of this guy right here. John Jeffries is the CMO and chief financial analyst at Ciphertrace. And this is what he said at the 14-minute mark.
Used in e-commerce and communication today to enable VAFs to securely communicate with each other. So what we've done was we've created an alliance which now has over 50 entities. Today, Ripple just announced support for PayID and for TRISA. So TRISA is the initiative. The website is trisa.io. And it's an open source initiative, so an open architecture and an open source base that allows these entities to start to communicate in a secure manner. And also, we're working very closely with the regulators, both at a global level and at a national level in the U.S., to make sure that they are comfortable with the approach, once again, so we don't see overly harsh reaction by regulators, and they understand that the industry is, doing their best to make sure that we comply.
All right. So these guys, he just said they're in an alliance, this alliance with Ripple, TRISA, Decentralized Cryptocurrency Travel Rule Compliance. Travel Rule Information Sharing Alliance introduces critical infrastructure to address interoperability issues presented by the FATF's travel rule requirements. Okay. So now I wanted to tell you what my good friend told me on the phone yesterday. When he called me yesterday, and I called him back, and he says, so listen to what I was told. Now, he's talking. I'm not going to name names or anything like that. I'm not going to tell you the name of the bank or anything like that either. But he named a bank in the United States that has over 200 branches. And he said that he knows somebody at one of these banks who happened to see, who sees a lot of companies that bank is planning to work with. And this is a guy that he had talked to about XRP in the past. And so they had conversations. Well, anyway, so his friend who works at this bank said that he saw the name Ripple come across, and he recognized it from the conversations. The name Ripple comes across. So he asks someone at the company, tell me about this. He asks, I guess, a higher up, tell me about this Ripple. And the guy says, well, they're involved in international transfers, but I'm under NDA and I can't talk to you about that. This is a bank with over 200 banks. Okay. Now I'm not told those kind of things very often, but I was told that. And so I went to bed with a smile on my face last night. I'll put it that way. We've been right all along, folks. All right. So here, this is from Stewart XRP, and it says only one can beat the derivative market. And this is just illustrating, we've shown this before, this kind of thing before. This is how tiny cryptocurrencies are compared to all of these other markets. Derivative market, 532 trillion, real estate, 217 trillion, global debt, 184 trillion. Folks, to me, what this illustrates is that when this happens, it's going to be fast and it's going to be huge. Okay. That's what I see when I see this. All right. I tweeted this out today. This is a Zero Hedge article. I quoted the article. Bloomberg notes that during the week ended September 11th, insiders sold $473 million in shares while only buying 9.5 million shares, $9.5 million worth of shares. Gold, silver, XRP, zero doubt. Where are they going to go when they finally hit the exits on this stock market? I have a feeling I know. And I saw this. This is important, folks. Vechain. I'm an owner of Vechain. Vechain has become the first blockchain-based firm to join a Chinese food safety alliance that boasts members like McDonald's and IBM and will provide its supply chain tech to help boost consumer confidence in the country. That's big right there, folks. Now, I've been talking to you all about unstoppable domains, but this is a piece of news that I missed. Winklevoss owned Gemini now provides custody for .crypto blockchain domain names. So I don't know if this is live yet. I'm going to look into it, but you're going to be able to custody your .crypto domain names at Gemini. And I've been no big fan of Gemini because they won't list XRP. But if I can store my .crypto domains securely that I buy on Unstoppable Domains, then I'll put them there because I do have a Gemini account. I just don't use it for anything because these guys have not been open-minded about XRP. But I will use it for this. If you haven't gotten your Unstoppable Domains, go in the link of the description of this video. You'll see that link and also what Linqto I talked about earlier. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that they can store their .crypto domain names at Gemini. Now, thanks for listening.
Every day, billions of people around the world are mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and embarrassed by their friends, family, and even strangers. These people go through their days knowing there are secrets being kept from them. They hear the faint whispers behind closed doors. The information and knowledge is held very close and only shared with others who were fortunate enough to find out. Feeling lost, rejected, and ostracized, these people give up, never finding out what digital assets the digital asset investor holds. But there is hope. Join the free Digital Asset Investor email newsletter and find out what digital assets he owns each month, including investments he's considering. Click the link in the description of this video or go to digitalassetinvestornewsletter.com. Put an end to your days of gloom and depression. Join the greatest free digital asset email newsletter ever created.